It's been 1 week now since my match against Grandmaster David Navara, and I haven't really uploaded anything since then, and I thought it would be a good time to make sort of a small conclusion about the match and tell you a little bit about what went into my preparation and also what is ahead of me now in the coming weeks and months. So if you missed what I did, what match is Felix talking about, I did play a 6-game match against the Czech #1 Grandmaster David Navara, who had a peak rating of 2753 that was about like 13, 14 years ago. But he's been a super grandmaster basically since 2003 or 2004. I also recently learned that he actually was one of, I guess, few players to have ever reached 2800 in Blitz. His highest peak rating, as I said, in Classical being 2753. And this is just a few of his accomplishments. I mean, he was a Czech champion for 14 times and European Blitz champion at some point and many other titles as well. And I had this match with the help of many people, namely first and foremost my sponsor Klaus Fritsch, who helped to put the event together, as well as the Austrian Chess Federation, who provided the location as well as the arbiters, and Emilia Castelao, who I also want to mention again, who put together all of the stream and has helped out with everything else apart from that as well. So huge thanks to all of those people, and thanks to David once again. I need to say these things over and over again. And I did win the match eventually 3.5 to 2.5 with one victory in game number 3 and all of the other games being drawn. But there was the games were not like the score may reflect. There were a couple of solid games in there, but for example, game number 4 was one of the craziest games I've ever played. You can find all of the recaps on my channel, as well as still the live commentary, which is still up on YouTube. So if you want to binge watch anything for a couple of hours, you could go back and watch those streams whenever you feel like it. In general, I had the feeling that the whole broadcast and commentary went really well, and all of the feedback which I have gotten was very positive. So if you have any constructive criticism, I'm happy to hear about it, since, I mean, it's not out of the question that some matches like this, organized by me and the people that support me, couldn't take place in the future. So this could be something that I could repeat as well. Yeah, now, well, the match went great, and everything is everything was great on my part. Now I reached my peak rating of 22,560, which is kind of where I want to be now. I'm not really looking now towards reaching 2,600 like in the next couple of tournaments immediately. Of course, it would be nice, but I also kind of need to stay realistic. Now I'm on my peak rating, so my goal is to stabilize and of course improve further, but don't and build on the momentum, of course, but not just being now immediately saying that okay, 2,600 is just one step away. This was just the beginning. It went well, but there are going to be much more challenges and hurdles along the way. Yeah, what went into my match preparation? I guess this could be one thing which is important or which could be interesting to know. So what I did, I have to say that the whole preparation for this match was probably the most serious one I've ever done for a single event. I did prepare seriously, for example, for the World Cup as well, but I don't think it even comes close to what I did for this match. Now, as you all know, I'm quite busy with my coaching as well as with courses and playing, obviously. But I'm not only a player; I do many things on the side as well, and I really enjoy doing them, thankfully. But for this match, I cleared my schedule as well as possible already 3 weeks in advance. So that meant I did almost no coaching, just a few things where some of my students were playing in important tournaments. I was helping them. But apart from that, I didn't do any coaching. I didn't really do any courses. I finished all of that or postponed some of that until after the match because I wanted to have the full focus. Now, what exactly did I do to prepare for the match? Obviously, there is opening preparation, which I think went really well. for this event. And I would like also to use this opportunity to thank Markus Rager, the Austrian #1, who is basically the only Austrian player to have ever reached 2700, who helped me a lot with the preparation as well. And also throughout the event, big thanks to Markus for his support as well. So yeah, as you can already see, I'm very fortunate with all of the people around me that helped me out a lot, and therefore a lot of the credit has to go to my team, if you may say so. Yeah. So what did I do? Openings, and not only openings, but also other things. What other things? Mostly what I did was just work through this book of David Navara, Lessons on Uncompromising Play. It got out pretty recently, I think 1 or 2 years ago. And I thought, like, is there any better way than to work through a book from a player which I'm actually playing? So David Navara actually wrote this book. And there's a lot of great material in there. I was actually sitting down and I was not playing through the games with the board very often. I did that from time to time, but mostly I was just reading through it and also entering all of the positions which I thought were interesting into ChessBase, because I mean, I am kind of combining this as well for the future, because I might want to review the material myself. I also might want to analyze some of the material further than it is analyzed in the book. And I could also use it for some of my students, for example, or for some material which I could publish on my YouTube channel. So this is what I did. It may not seem like a lot, but it's actually not, it doesn't go fast to work out a book like this. It is, how many pages? It is, yeah, almost 350 pages in this book, and the material is also pretty difficult. And this also helped me really a lot to understand David's thought process and his whole chess philosophy, as he likes to put it. Can really recommend you this book if you're in for some quality reading. It's not your typical book where, I mean, I often see this where just a lot of lines are basically engine generated, computer generated, and David really put a lot of thought, not only into the analysis, but also in the way he explains things. There is also, by the way, just a brief mention, the other book of Navara, the first one, My Chess World, which I can also highly recommend to anyone. I bought that and worked it through already many years ago when it got out. But yeah, David is not only a great player and person, but also a great author. So I can highly recommend this. I did also just solve some tactics and studies and checkmate puzzles, so all of that. But when it comes to books, I mean, this was already enough for me basically to work through. Apart from that, I did work on a couple of things with books as well, but this was like 95% of my book preparation, and I would say 90% from my general chess preparation when it doesn't come to openings. So openings is of course a separate thing. Now, what did I do on openings? If you want to know more about my general opening approach and preparation, I just uploaded 2 parts on my YouTube membership for YouTube members, which you can check out, where I heavily went into what I was planning to do with both white and black, and basically what were my ideas for the match. And I was not really holding back on any information there. So if you're curious, you can join as a YouTube member. I don't think it's that expensive. It's 10 euros, which I think for what you're getting out of it is worth it, but I don't want to say too much about that now. If you're curious, you can check it out. I did work a lot on the different lines, and I was just filling gaps, basically. I mean, by now, my repertoire in general and my knowledge about openings, I think, is quite advanced. So there was not need to build something completely new, just fill out some gaps. But I think I was able to do that quite well, and also pinpoint to where David might be going. And that's also why I think the preparation part went pretty well. My general philosophy for openings, which I want to choose, is to stay solid, and especially with black, just wait for David to try to prove something, and don't start anything crazy, because this is probably what David is going to like, and I'm more positional, more solid. So the whole concept, I think, worked pretty well. Yeah, now just quickly, what is ahead of me? I'm actually flying out to Paris tomorrow on Monday morning at 7 a.m. in the morning. There is like chess event there organized by the Chess Fam. And yeah, I'll be there from Monday until Wednesday. There is hopefully going to come out quite a bit of content from there. If you want to stay informed to what I'm up and what I'm doing, you can also follow me on Instagram, where I often do publish a little bit more about my daily life. And yeah, I'm going there. And the next tournament is planned actually to be the Austrian Championship for me, which is in August, from 15th to 23rd. In general, for this year, it was kind of my idea to just play a selective amount of, just to select the tournaments which I'm playing carefully, so that if I play something, I know that the conditions are going to be great, I'm going to feel great there, and therefore I'm also more likely just to perform well there. Often before that, I was just playing kind of for the sake of it, because I wanted to have more and more games, but sometimes less is actually more. I guess, I hope this is also a saying in English. In German, it is. So that's my plan for the year in general. It is going to also be more busy, I think, starting from September, because then, well, starting from August, because then I have the Austrian Championship, I have the Olympiad, and all of the other leagues as well, which are starting. So I'm going to, once again, play in the German league, in the Austrian league, as well as in the Czech league. If any of you are looking for foreign players in other leagues in Europe, I'm always keen on finding them. So if you know someone who is looking for a foreign player, make sure to reach out to me anywhere you can. Yeah, I hope this was a little bit of insight from the match in general. Again, I want to thank all of the people who helped put this together, as well as you, the audience, for following it. Hope you enjoyed all of the things around it. There might be coming a bit more short-form content about the match, but I think from long-form content, it might already be enough. Unless you do want me to go over some other stuff, then do let me know in the comments down below. If you want to support me, you can check out some of the links in the video description down below. There are some affiliate links, as well as links to some of my courses, which I did. So you can support my work by checking that out. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon.